Hello, and welcome to a very short recap of what happened in Tyranny of Dragons episode 2, because for some reason we forgot to record it. Anywho, end of episode 1, the intrepid group of adventurers found themselves back in Coneybury, taking on a job from Gundren Rockseeker to take some of his wagons to Phandalin and meet him in Phandalin. They were getting paid, and they were very excited about it. They had just found a new traveling companion, Zaphathel, the Loxodon wizard, who had been in a well for well over 100 years. And they got him out of the well and took him back. At that point in time, they also then met a new friend, Ikis, who is a half-elf, half-drow rogue. I remember things. And he decided to team up with him as well, as he was out of money and in need of some funds. So the party took the wagons and set off towards Phandalin. They made their way down the road. Things seemed okay and seemed to be going well. They were getting to know each other. Guylan was entertaining everyone with his pan flute recorder skills. And then they found a couple dead horses on the road and stopped to investigate, realizing that these horses in fact belonged to Gundren Rockseeker, and were then promptly attacked by goblins on the road. The ambush was not great, but they did take down the goblins and decided to continue on to Phandalin, mostly to see if maybe Barthen's provisions, where they knew they were supposed to take the provisions, would pay them. They got there, they did indeed get paid, and then were asked to go and investigate and hopefully find Gundren to get the rest of their money that they were owed. Sensing a theme with this party. They like to be incentivized by cold hard cash. I believe it's been a very long time and I can't remember exactly what we did, but I'm fairly certain that we then went to potentially try and find Gundren. They found a hideout of some of the goblins, and in that hideout they found Gundren's patron, Sildar Hallwinter, and rescued him and took him back to Phandalin, and then started receiving some various words and jobs and possible ideas of things that they could be doing around town, while Sildar promised to amass a group of people who could go with them to Cragmaw Castle to take on the rest of the goblins. The party rested and began to discuss their options of what they could be doing in the meantime, while exploring Phandalin and exploring the region and attempting to locate Gundren Rockseeker and potentially also take on these nasty, nasty gobbos. And these nasty boys called the Red Brands. And I think that's pretty much everything that we did in that episode. Episode 3 catches up with some more shenanigans around Phandalin. So truthfully, episode 2, you didn't really miss much. A lot of goblins and making their way to Phandalin and exploring the town of Phandalin and meeting some of the NPCs around there. I guarantee you can catch up if you check out episode 3. But hopefully this gives you an idea of what we did in the meantime of episode 2.
Episode 3, rescue mission. Okay, it's recording. You missed the recap. Whatever.
It is, I will fully admit, it is challenging to title and name the episodes prior to knowing what pure fuckery y'all are gonna do.
That's why I always did, like, just broad strokes quotes from books.
There you go.
Oh, shit. Talk amongst yourselves.
We were. Thanks for interrupting to tell us to do that.
Oh, he's got two
Alright.
different splash screens. So he's got the one
Ooh,
where
well,
he
he's got
is
the P
actually
one.
peeing. Yeah.
This is how
And
much
then
work he's got going on in his life right now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
making splash screens for his character.
Oh goodness. Anywho, so you all did some really great work here in this cave. You've got a bugbear that you killed and his puppy.
Murder.
But you still have yet to find our friend Gundren and his helpful buddy Sildar.
Well, chaps, that was some proper murdering. Great job all around. High fives. Really well done.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yes.
Zaftel, you got a little. Never mind. You'll get it later.
Oh no, I knew it was there. Thank you. It's ornamental at this point.
I cannot remember, Laura. Did Ickes tell me about that? Well, we all saw the bridge, right? So we would all know that there was another path that we haven't gone down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Also, our buddy Ickes was over there, and if he was
Well,
here,
yeah,
he
I'm
would
just-
tell us what's over there.
I think he
but he's
showed up
not.
right at the end of the fight, so I don't know if he's had
Yeah.
a chance to tell us yet. Anyway, but yeah, I guess also Guylan or Jilon. Or
Have we
whatever
searched
you're
this
going
room
by
yet?
today.
Did we search this room
I,
last week?
I believe you did because you
Okay.
found Clark's box that had
Yes.
the stuff in it. No.
Ickes, we were just talking about that bridge that you went up to. Do you have any information about that bridge? Listen, scumbag.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, as long as things are taken care of on this side, I feel that I need to tell you that on the other side of the bridge, I encountered quite a few more of these creatures.
More.
Right.
Ah.
So I'm assuming if we haven't found who we need to find over here, we're probably going to have to cross the bridge and take care of them as well.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm bleeding.
I have a couple scratches as well.
Oh yeah. Wait, just 1 second. Zafa, just let me put this. Just let me put this right here.
Don't
and
touch. Why are you
No,
touching?
just let me. I know what I'm doing. Just let me
Personal
do-
space.
No, just let me help.
I've spent a century not touching people, and that was the part I was cool with.
I put like a bandage that I made on one of his wounds, and he gets to roll a D4 to see if he feels any better. So you could do that if you want.
I get to roll a d4, so it's not guaranteed. Oh,
Well, it's guaranteed that you roll a D4.
I rolled a 2.
So you get you healed two points.
That's something.
Yeah,
Thanks, buddy.
welcome.
There's something.
Hey, Killian, I got some more if you want. Do you need some?
I
some?
have this potion here that I could take
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
So I'll do
As
that.
a wizard, 2 hit points could be a fourth of your life total.
You kidding me? I got a 17 Constitution. What you talking about over here with this wizard?
Okay, you belt a tankzer.
'Cause I'm a weirdo.
Uh-huh.
What's the opposite of min-maxed? I did that.
Maxed?
No, just like garbage. I made a garbage character.
You did make a garbage can.
How do I like use this within D&D Beyond? Do you guys know this potion?
I think you roll what you would roll, which I think for a regular healing potion is 1d4 plus 4.
In the bottom left corner, there's a little dice icon that you can do custom rolls.
Are you guys seeing my stream at least 720?
Now I am. I had to go. It was set on auto and I had to.
I'll be right back.
Strange.
But it was.
Mine does say 720 source though,
Yeah.
so I think it's fine on your end.
Looks pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I had it set on auto. It was just coming across pixelated, so my
Yeah, it's good
connection
on my
must be slow or something. I'm gonna do a speed test.
Or Twitch is having struggles tonight, and it's throttling smaller channels.
Well,
Which it does
people have been
occasionally.
reporting slow internet ever since that outage a couple days ago.
Yeah, that hit Twitch, right? That was one of the websites.
Yeah, I believe it was. But even Google's been, all the Google products have been slow for me today, but my internet speed test is perfectly fine. All right.
It's 1d4 plus 4 for a potion of
For
healing.
potion, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I apologize. The dog needed a treat
Of
or
course.
he
A
would
1.
whine.
So I got 5.
In terms of what I can do, I have one spell left. I'd rather save it for.
Oh, it's
emergency.
2d4 plus 2, isn't it?
Oh, it's
no,
2d4?
for a regular, it's 1d4.
For regular, it's 1D. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Isn't the first one 1d4?
that's fine. I'm up to. I'm feeling better now, so.
I don't know, I can't read Luke's handwriting.
I believe you did say you were going to take a short rest, because if I remember right, you rolled some hit die last week.
Mhm.
Oh, we did?
I thought we did that
We did that
Yeah, we did
outside.
previously outside.
Oh,
yeah.
you did it
Yeah, we
outside.
did that
Never
outside.
mind.
I don't know if I'm hugely comfortable taking a short rest, like right next to the rabid wolves.
I believe that is a terrible idea.
All right, who wants to lead the way?
Zaphafel, would you like to lead?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I could do it again if I wanted to sneak on over. I do have to tell you, though, that I had to release some ball bearings on the other side, so you have to be very careful going around the corridor on the other side of the bridge.
I shall
Ball bearings. That's
do my best.
that's a pretty good idea because they'd probably be hard to walk on, right?
Exactly. I had several coming at me at one time.
Yeah. Okay,
I would
okay.
I would pass Zophthel a torch, and I would actually cast light on it before I hand it to him.
I left a torch burning down the hall over
Oh,
here,
did
too,
you?
So, yeah, so it's just like lit up down there, like just in front of the bridge. So, I mean, we can at least get there. We can pick up that torch, and then we could, use it.
Sure. I mean, he can have a torch though too. I've got a lot of them.
Okay.
There's a guy going with torches, man. And he's just like,
I have 10. I don't know why. Does everybody get 10 torches at the start?
No?
no, I don't have 10 sticks.
I don't know why. I did.
I have
normal
10 torches as well. Yes, I think it's part of the
Part of the adventuring guild.
engineering one.
or one of one of the boxes, I think.
Okay.
Here's a bundle of sticks. Good luck.
I have 20, and it's part of adventuring gear. Who the hell carries 20 torches?
Let's just throw all our torches in a pile and start a fire.
Stick vendor.
We'll smoke out the goblins.
I'm going to make every encounter in the dark.
That's fine with me.
Fine with me too.
Okay, so
right.
what's the marching order?
I
'Cause
guess
this is a one at a time down this hallway situation.
the massive elephant goes first.
Okay?
I can go second.
I'm still going to stealth, however.
Alrighty. I heard a Killian going second.
I'll stealth as well.
You guys can
And
stealth
I-
as much as you want to. I'm still an elephant with a torch walking down a hall.
This is true.
Yeah, but if we can sneak in behind someone while you've gathered their attention, 17 for stealth, and I'll follow Kit, by the way.
Stick seller, I'm going into battle. Give me all your sticks. Bar says.
I got 21 for stealth.
Okay.
Maybe
You both
maybe,
are relatively
maybe I
stealthy.
should just go after Zaffa then, and I'll just not be stealthy, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put the
I'm not even gonna try.
okay. We'll put the two stealthers in the middle, and then
They're
Ice will come in
stealthy.
the big bonds.
Oh, we lost Sarah.
What?
You jumped her in line and she's mad at you now.
Yes. Maybe she just had. Oh no, she's back.
Sorry.
I thought maybe she. I don't know. Had to pee or something.
No, she was just really mad at
She
you.
did. That's how long it took.
Mike doesn't even leave his chair.
It's funny because I sharded today while I was playing Magic the Gathering.
You need to tell this story.
So, from 1 to 3 every day, my son has a therapist that comes over, very nice lady by the name of Allie. And I was hiding down here, and I had pizza for lunch, and I have to take Lactaid when I have stuff like that. And it today didn't do anything. It's just decided it didn't do anything. So I'm sitting here playing Magic, and just finished a draft, putting together my deck, and I feel like I have to fart. And then it wasn't a fart, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta get up and go. Oh no, the therapist is upstairs. I look over at Andrea, and she's in a Zoom meeting with the rest of her team from work. Oh no! What do I do? I can't go talk to her. Let me assess the situation. Maybe it's not too bad. I stand up, and I feel the back of my shorts, and they're wet. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I look down at the blanket I was sitting on, and the blanket's wet. And I go, uh-oh. So I grab the blanket, and I, like, wrap it around my waist, 90s style, and I, like, casually walk to the laundry room. If anybody
in the Zoom,
yeah, I was in the background of the Zoom as I walked by. If anybody was paying attention, I walk into the laundry room with blue shorts and a blanket wrapped around my waist, and walk out with black shorts and no shoes on.
I could just see Andrea getting a DM in Zoom. Andrea, I think your husband shit himself. And she's like, yeah.
So I got lucky and I found clean underwear and shorts in the laundry room. I put all the dirty stuff in the washer. I changed real quick. I walk, but I haven't like cleaned up myself yet, right? So I walk upstairs and I go to the second
With that
floor,
posture, right? 'Cause
the second floor bathroom. My son comes running and goes, "Daddy! Hey, buddy, no hugs right now." And I go play with Miss Allie. Okay. And I go upstairs and I clean myself up.
I think that deserves a drink.
And then I immediately texted. Actually, the first people I texted was Chad and Patrick, and then Phil, and then my wife, and then Laura.
And we were all very supportive.
And I talked to Andrea afterward, and I said, "Oh man, my life is weird." And she goes, "Everybody has these problems once in a while, trying to be supportive." And she's like, but nobody really talks about it, so it's fine. And I said, I told like 5 people.
And now the internet.
Yeah,
now the internet. All 3 of my viewers.
I feel no shame.
We certainly all have problems just like that, Michael, but you have so many more of them than any of us do.
Mm-hmm.
So here's to your shard.
Yay!
Like shard. Is there a scarier moment than when you have that realization?
Yeah.
That wasn't just a floor, and you're like the blast doors on the Death Star just slamming shut.
Yeah. My brain went into full like. I could have infiltrated the Kremlin. There was some part of my brain that was working that way.
Yeah, this guy was shit in his pants. He's our next spy.
Oh
What are we doing here? What am I
I don't know.
Oh, hey, real quick. I'm sorry, Sarah. I told you wrong. It is 2d4 for a potion.
Sorry, what?
For healing, it's
Yeah.
2d4 for a potion.
What's what it says on the
I still
little
didn't
thing?
hear you. One more time.
For healing potions, right? It's 2d4
2d4. Okay.
plus 4.
Plus
not
4, okay.
1.
So you get an extra D4.
And thank you, bars, for.
Cool. All right, now I'm at full health.
So as you all round this corner up here where the ball bearings are,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need dexterity saving throws from everybody.
That's what I'm best at.
Unless you are purposefully taking things slow and going, like, treating it like difficult terrain. So that is a group decision you can make.
Would Killian and I get a pass since we're already stealthed and being careful?
Yeah.
Would I notice the elephant fall over if he fails?
If an elephant falls in a cave,
I think so, with the light.
I'm pretty sure you noticed the
too.
elephant in the room.
So, Zafra, you were told about the ball bearings, so you
careful,
can make the
Zafra.
decision.
I would go slow because
Okay.
I can't make dexterity saving. I'm huge.
Okay. So it takes a bit of time, but you navigate yourself around the ball bearings, and are able to make it around the corner where I will place you all in your perspective.
Off to my left there, is that like a slope down?
Yes.
Okay.
Must you? I don't know if y'all heard that. I have
Yeah,
very
it's
loud motorcycle neighbors.
Motorcycles.
oh,
Is that what
Is
that
that
was?
what that is?
that's
Yeah.
what I
You're
thought.
blowing on your microphone.
Yeah, no, that is my very loud motorcycle neighbors.
We'll burn their house down.
That's why you get your house for so cheap.
It is indeed, probably. And I did not get my house for cheap. I got screwed, but it's fine. So the stream passage, which is where you were, kind of continues around some other uneven steps, and then what you're seeing there is a waterfall. I'm reading the wrong thing. It's not a waterfall, but it is a slope down.
Mm-hmm.
But this cave that you now can see as you're walking in with light is divided in half by a 10-foot high encampment. So, y'all can't see my mouse there, but this business right here. Blink, blink. Why aren't you? Can you see? Yeah, this right here is lower. This is 10 feet up high. These are stairs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And so it's that kind of steep natural staircase. There is a small cooking fire, which is not represented on the map. So the air is a little bit hazy with some smoke, and stinks like gobbo.
What's the icon above or below the goblins?
Being 10 feet up, I don't know that you would see that quite yet.
Okay.
So what would you all like to do?
Say we continue.
I think there's only one course of action here. I would like to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay. You may do so.
No, actually, I'm supposed to be casting Magic Missile, right? Supposed to be doing that.
Well, if you, I just suggested that because if you're in melee range, you can cast Magic Missile without disadvantage.
Ah, okay. I will cast Chromatic Orb. That is within 90 feet, so we're totally fine. Ranged attack.
Mhm.
So that's plus
Which
5.
one would you like to aim for? It's not an AoE.
I know. That one right in front of me, I guess. Like, that's on the downswing of the L. That one, yeah.
Okay. This boy, I should make it more clear because it's not super clear. This boy is on the upper level, not the.
I thought he was getting scarred by Gundar. Okay. So yeah, I do that.
Okay. Roll to hit.
14?
Let me remember to pull my goblin sheet up. I believe that hits. Oh, it just misses, actually.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Are you still offering the deal?
Yeah. If you want to take another -1, you can.
Oh, well, that missed by... No, that missed by 2. It missed... It's a 13, then. I shouldn't have added the... Because I had a -1 from last week. I forgot that.
Oh, it's just -1 on damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then it can hit. Roll your damage. What type of damage are you doing?
I'm gonna go with... Whoops! I'm gonna go with, acid.
Okie dokie.
3d8. I'd have to ignore what I rolled in D&D Beyond. -2. 6.
Okie dokie. He is still standing, but he looks significantly burned.
He's still standing.
He's still standing. So I'm gonna say that will kick off the initiative. I'll give you all a round of surprise, but we will need some initiative rolls from folks.
10.
10.
15.
7.
5.
11. Spontaneous combustion. Not as common with these goblins.
Gabos are going to go on initiative. 11. Okay. Ikis, you are up first. With your surprise round.
Surprise! May I still use my stealth from the previous roll?
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do is sneak past my cohorts and attempt to climb up instead of going to the stairs. So just where that first gobbo is by the rock, I would like to attempt to climb up there.
Okay.
Acrobatics.
I'm gonna roll a perception check for
Ooh, 10.
It's 10 feet up. So
You fall to your death.
so you don't quite make it on this turn, but you could on your next turn. We're gonna skip the gobos because it's a surprise round, so Zaffa is up. Zaffa already took your surprise in this round because you lit that chromatic orb. So Guylan.
then I'll try to get out like in front of Zaffa just so I get like more line of sight to see with the whole room, and then I'll take a shot at somebody that hasn't been shot yet, like maybe that first guy, like to
any
right
of
down
the top three there, or the boy above.
Yeah, that one that's just like right straight to next to me over there. I'll shoot him right in the face.
Shoot him in the face.
18.
18 will hit.
And I get 8. And I still have a -1 because of the deal we made. So 9 damage.
That boy is dead. Just a one shot that gobbo.
It goes right through like his left eye and sticks out the other side and almost gets the guy behind him, but it's not quite enough force to go all the way through his head into that guy.
You said it was, I thought you were going to say it went into one eye and came out the other. Now that would have been impressive.
Oh yeah, a curved
shot. Would have been amazing.
Like it rolled in the back of his skull and came out the other eye.
I'm gonna have to practice that one. To do that.
Gross. Killian.
All right. Let's see. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I'm gonna move up to the next to I guess an attack. The goblin there.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
$17.
Yes, and all you have to do is hit because that boy only had 1 hit point left.
Oh, very nice. He did.
Splatted.
Kill steal. Damn it.
I just like slice him in half with my sword.
Ew. Ice.
Ice.
Getting a little crowded up there. Can I just hold my turn till like right after Ickis's turn? Is that a thing I can do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like sprinting up in the front of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go right before the goblins do.
Okay. Ickis. You are able to get to the top of that, and I would say that would be your I will call that a bonus action to finish climbing.
Spider-Man pose.
Okay, so since I'm there and within attack range, I'm going to sneak attack while casting Green Flame Blade.
Yes, I should let you know that what you see there next to you is not actually a goblin.
Oh.
What you see next to you. Where are you?
Kill it anyway. Let God sort it out.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to do something else. Go away, you. Sorry, I got this.
Everybody,
Wait,
put your
got
hands
it.
together so that Laura can feel the strength.
Woo! There you are. There you are. You see, you see this man, lying on the ground, very badly beaten.
Oh, then I don't want to attack him.
Oh.
That is not who I want to attack.
Murder.
I want the Gobbo with the icon on him.
Yeah. Absolutely. So since that was a bonus action, you would still have your movement, so you are able to kind of move around.
Right. So I would be moving around to behind the Gobbo, between the rock and the beat up guy.
Okay.
Still sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
plus 6 with the green flame blade. So instead of green flame, since blah blah blah, I'm going to do booming blade instead. 9 to hit.
9 does not hit.
Ooh.
Yep. Second wield. 25.
That will hit.
No bonus damage. So only I scrape him a little bit. I think I gave him a hangnail.
You know, that could get infected, and at this time...
It could. In time, I could kill this guy.
That infection could lead to heart disease. That's a real issue.
Did you roll sneak attack damage too, Patrick? Sorry, I was looking at other stuff.
Yes, I did.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I didn't hit on the first one.
It's your first hit in
The
general.
first hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, sneak
Kind
attack.
of the advantage of double wielding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, so this would be sneak attack damage here then. I gave him 2 more hangnails.
Who knows? It might be the difference.
I'm giving him a pretty horrible manicure at this point.
Ice, you may do your thing now as well.
Well, I still don't really like it, but I'll jump up to where 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it would take me to get below Killian. Does that sound right to you? Kind of where Ickis was. And I'll cast Firebolt then there.
Okay. Got which one?
Actually, let's go big. I'm gonna use Guiding Bolt at the one in front of me.
This one?
The first one.
Okay.
I rolled an 11, but I am gonna use my Favored by the Gods ability
Okay.
and add 2d4. Hope that's enough. Adds 4, 15.
That is just enough.
Sweet.
Roll that beautiful guiding bolt damage.
Yeah, it's pretty fun for a low level. 17.
You decimate him. He just kind of disintegrates. Disintegrates into the ground. It is now the goblin's turn. This one is going to kind of shriek at you all and run up the steps because he's scared. And the one with the icon above him is going to stop. He's going to grab the unconscious man. He's not unconscious quite yet, but he's very, very low. And he's going to grab him by the back of his shirts and drag him to the edge of that 10-foot drop. And he's going to yell out, "Truce, or this human dies!" And that is going to be what he does. So he's now dangling the prisoner above the 10-foot wall. Zaffa.
And that's my response.
Would you like to do anything on your turn?
I guess I have one spell. I don't know how this. I don't. Okay. I don't know how arcane recovery works, but I think I have one spell slot. I think.
You would get a spell slot back on a short rest with arcane recovery. At the level that you're at right now, it would be a level 1 spell slot.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I thought. Okay. Well then, I'm going to cast Cause Fear on the guy holding on the goblin holding him.
Okay. What do I need to do? Is it a
It's a
saving
wisdom save 13.
throw? They're so good at that.
You weaken the sense of mortality in one creature you can see within range. A construct or undead is immune to this effect. The target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends. The frightened target can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn, ending the side effects. Is success. So it's afraid of. If it fails, it's afraid of me.
He is afraid of you. Trying to decide. He's just afraid of you. He's not afraid of everybody else. I don't think that would make him drop the human at this point. He just kind of shudders at this giant elephant.
Then I'll use my movement to walk toward him and say, "Give it to me!" I'll just walk towards him as far as I can walk. I don't know.
You can actually probably get to the top of those stairs.
Okay.
But fear does not automatically push them away from you. It just means that they have to use their movement to move away from you.
Yes.
So, he is where he is.
Okay. I've done my thing.
Okay. Dylan?
I think I'm gonna hold turn until until the goblin does something, like anything that I might think might be, like aggressive. Then I'll take my turn.
Okay.
But I have my bow pulled back, and I'm waiting.
Okay. Killian?
I am going to move up towards the wall, like right underneath where he's hanging the guy from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and grab him with an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Parkour!
Not very good. 8.
Yeah, you sort of leap like you're gonna try and reach for his legs up there, and don't find purchase on his ankles. Ice.
So Killian's basically right underneath the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Humans can survive a 10-foot drop. I use Firebolt on the goblin.
Okay.
Oh, I missed. 10.
You do miss. It goes wide.
Trying to start that torch.
Fucking nailed it, bro.
Ickes.
Yes. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter
Okay.
on the gobbo next to me that's holding the human over the edge there. So it's a wisdom saving throw of 13 on his part.
He's bad at that.
Is half dead, afraid, and can't stop laughing.
Yeah, he rolled a 2.
Okay. So he is now prone in a fit of laughter.
Okay. I will say that probably will cause him to drop the human over the edge.
Luckily,
Killian?
there's someone there to cushion the fall.
Yeah, Killian, buddy, I'm gonna need you to make a strength saving throw
Okay.
as this man in armor comes over the edge.
10.
Okay. So you aren't able to catch him, and he does knock you prone as well. But I will say that you can see now that he's basically on top of you, that you cushioning this fall underneath this man likely saved his life. He is on the brink of death, and had he taken any kind of impact from that, he would be dead. I.e. saying he has 1 hit point.
I would take what just happened as like some kind of movement from the goblin, and I would arrange my shot and take it on the other goblin that's right there in front of Azafa.
Okay.
16.
That will hit.
As Bahamut is my witness, I thought he could fly.
Humans can't fly? What? What?
6.
6. He's still standing.
The arrow went like through his throat, so he's all like.
It's okay. I'll get him here in a second.
Okay. Tasha's hideous laughter doesn't do any damage, right? It just
No,
makes him.
it sends them prone, so they basically can't do anything.
Okay.
And he's affected until the end of. At the end of each of its turn, and each time it takes damage, then he can do another Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Last up. Turn.
So the other goblin that is standing there with Zafa is going to attempt to hit him with a scimitar. He's going to go down swinging. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
For 4 points of slashing damage.
Got it.
And the other one is going to continue to giggle on the floor and attempt to make another wisdom saving throw, where he rolled a 9 this time. So he is still laughing on the floor, and can't move away. Can't use his movement to move away from you, Zafa, because he's prone on the floor. Zafa's turn.
I'm going to use Shocking Grasp on the one right next to me. I reach out with my trunk. Boop!
Shocking
Nice.
boop.
I realized that.
I imagine this being like an electric.
Yeah, I was going to
Out
ask
of your
that
trunk.
actually.
What I miss? What were you gonna ask?
The map, because there's a little bit that's cut off on the side.
I fixed it. Sorry, what are you doing, Zafa?
I'm using Shocking Grasp.
Do it.
That's motherfucker.
Wow.
These rolls have been dog shit.
So you go to grasp him and end up grasping a portion of his leather armor there, and it kind of absorbs the shock.
Okay.
Skylin.
Right. Another one.
Need different color. That's what I
Slam
need.
it.
I need a different color. There we go.
Do it.
Whoops. 21.
That hits. Are you doing the same person?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Same person.
He had one hit point left, so
Well, I took those and 5 more.
yeah.
So he's got one in his throat and the other one right through the side of his skull. And he kind of falls over kind of onto Zafa, which is kind of gross.
At which
slides
point?
down him.
At which point, I just chuck him over my shoulder off the cliff.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah, Zafa. By the way, you have 2 more hit points because that my little bandages, they do 1d4 plus 2.
Ah.
So you have 2 more points. Just so you know. Just so you know.
Killian, you have a large man on top of you.
It's at level 2. Not irrelevant.
I'm still like conscious and everything though, right?
Yeah, you're totally conscious. You're just prone underneath
Okay.
a man in armor.
So I will roll to try and gently remove him from me.
Sure, give me a let's do a strength check.
Okay.
Roll judo.
Man, I'm not doing good with these rolls. 11.
I'd say with an 11 you're able to kind of both sort of smush him over and wiggle yourself out a little bit. Yeah.
That was the sound of a knight falling down a cliff.
I will use my final healing potion on him.
Oh, good call.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you roll for that or do I?
You can go ahead and roll for it.
Okay.
Roll for the school.
1, 2, 3, 7.
Nice. Excellent.
And that's all.
Wonderful. Nice.
Ice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. I think I just fell asleep there.
That bodes well for me as a DM.
No, Laura, I always wake up right before these streams. I'm really dragging it.
I'm
out.
kidding. I'm
Yep,
kidding. I'm awesome.
Okay. I don't know what I would do.
There's a laughing gobbo prone on the ground, 10 feet up.
I feel like Ickis has him under control. I'll just go make sure that see if there's anything I can do for the human.
Okay. He is conscious and thanking the people around him.
Yes.
Iggis,
I'm going to do a little stabby.
stab him. Do it.
I think you get advantage because he's prone.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I? All right. Well, that's my
I think
first
so.
roll, which is 10.
Melee, yeah.
And the second one, which is 24.
That'll hit.
And then the damage is 8.
Is that with sneak attack? Because you have advantage on the roll, so you get sneak attack as well.
I didn't think I got sneak attack because I was no longer stealth.
It's when I believe it's whenever you have advantage on your attack roll that you.
Well, that's sweet.
Or when you have a buddy next to him.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to get sneak attack.
Then, oops, that's not correct. Then add 1 to that.
Oh,
Right.
excellent! That is 100% what. That's just what you needed to kill that boy. So,
Yay! Final
That.
Fantasy.
Was so cool. Did you guys see that? Those 2 shots? That was so cool. So cool.
Excellent firing.
I go
Island. Excellent.
I go and I find all my arrows and start trying to pull them out of dead carcasses.
you may do that.
This one, I'm gonna have to go through the other side. Oh, yep. There we go. Oh.
Can I go up the steps? I want to try to see if I can find Gundren.
Yes, you may go up the steps. You may roll a perception check if you like.
Sure. 15.
There is you are 100% sure there is no sign of Gundren here.
I would head back down to the other guy.
What human is this?
Sorry, my name is Sildar. Sildar Wholewinter. Thank you for coming. I assume you're the ones that Gundren hired.
That is correct.
They've
And you are?
Sildar Wholewinter.
And you know Gundren how?
Yes, I am part of the group that Gundren hired. Yes.
I was his bodyguard for the trip to Fandolin. We were ambushed
You've
by
done
the
an excellent
goblins.
job.
I was just gonna say that too.
If you're supposed to guard his body, where's his body?
They took him out of the cave. I'm assuming to their larger hideout somewhere.
Larger hideout, you say?
This is a small band The rest are that bugbear was just a small general of their larger army.
Army, you say?
So there's a lot more.
I heard them talking about something called a black spider, and that the dwarf was to be brought to him. I don't know what a black spider is. They mentioned a castle of some kind, a Cragmaw castle.
May I roll history?
You may.
And what is your name, kind sir?
Damn it. I don't have it.
He said it twice now.
Well, I was up on the upper level, so
Well, Sildar.
my eyes are good, not necessarily my ears.
Sildar Hallwinter.
His
The reason I was
name-
asking is I wanted to make sure that I had it in the wiki.
Yes.
You do. I'm looking at it right now. So
Yep.
it's like
I
right
do
there.
have it.
I don't mean to sound flippant, but his name is mostly irrelevant. No hard feelings, young human sir.
Until we meet up with someone and they ask if we found the guard of Gundren, and I can say, yes, we did find Sildar.
This is not what we are here for, and we are not equipped to deal with an army. So, this has all been for naught, other than to waste arrows, spells, and provide...
Oh no, got mine. Oh, well,
Good, okay, so that
mine.
wasn't wasted. Fantastic. I'm going to take my newly found scars, make camp somewhere far from here.
I agree. I myself am clearly not equipped to handle a larger band of these things. I had planned to continue to Fandolin, and if I got myself out of here or was lucky enough to have someone come and rescue me, I'm hoping to potentially recruit some folks in Fandolin to go after Gundren. He didn't tell you what he was doing, did he?
What he himself was doing? I think the others of this group might be able to answer that better than I can.
Some sort of big business. I think he said something along the lines of mining. Might be imagining that last part though.
In a sense, he and his two brothers, the Rockseeker brothers, they believe they found where Wave Echo Cave is.
I'd like to roll history on that.
Please.
Not great at this history thing, but you know, I've heard some things. You know, I've learned some stuff. I did pretty good.
Ah, yes. And Mike, was that 14 a history on Wave Echo Cave as well?
Yeah.
Because of your unique circumstances, Mike, I'm going to say that 14 is good enough. Because you lived through the spell plague. Gylin, you likely would have heard legends of this place throughout the forest. When you were working as a guide, you likely were a guide for some low-level adventuring parties who are out to seek the Wave Echo Cave.
Eldry knows lots of stuff too, and they probably, he might have told me stuff too.
Yeah. Wave Echo Cave is
I did
rumored-
not live through that.
You didn't live through the spell plague?
No, I was already in the hole.
True.
Just letting you know. I looked it
Thank
up real
you.
quick.
Okay. I mean, technically you were in the hole while the spell plague happened, but that's true, you wouldn't necessarily know. Wave Echo Cave, in the legends that you've heard, Gylin, is said to be a location with a powerful connection to a font of magic. it is rumored to be where the magic went during the spell plague when all magic ceased for a short part of time. It is lost to time, hence the reason lots and lots of adventuring parties were out looking for it. It would be a major find of the millennia to find Wave Echo Cave and the magic inside of it.
You guys telling me that you never heard of this place? Wave Echo Cave? I mean, no one's told you any stories about this stuff?
I've been in a hole for 100 years, Guyler.
Right.
Please, just give me
Now
the
that
story.
now that Laura explained it, I feel like my character probably would have heard it too.
I mean, it's supposed to be where all the magic went, and so, I mean, if you find it, I mean, there's probably lots of magic there. So a lot of people are looking for it. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
Magic went? Magic is from... Are you speaking of a font of magic, Guylan?
Okay, sure.
Well, that sounds delightful. I do believe we should head there and make sure that is equipped well. That is an excellent idea. We should do that.
So,
May I make a quick suggestion? Sildar here obviously is pretty injured. He's not really going to be up for fighting for a little bit. We do still have a wagon full of goods. I would suggest we continue on the way to Phandalin, drop our goods off there, get paid if any of his Gundren's brothers are there, and then we can decide what we want to do from there.
Absolutely. This is a fantastic idea.
Okay.
Sildren. May I call you Sildren? I'll just stick with Sildren.
Sildar, but
Yes, Sildar. Yes, that was what I said.
if you use
That's
the
why I
name
asked
three
his
times
name,
in
because I
conversation,
wanted to pronounce it correctly.
if you use the name 3 times in conversation, it's way easier to remember it.
Yes,
So-
Dylan, you're correct. Let me help you there. Put your hand. I'll hold it out. I
I
will.
prefer Gilligan, actually. If that's...
and he'll hold his hand out to you to help getting up from the ground.
Oh, you
You're
poor
sort of
sir.
prompting.
You poor sir.
If it's not too much trouble and you would all be willing, I would be happy to compensate you
Oh, yeah, that
to
will.
help me back to Phandalin. I need to make a connection with a contact there. I'm part of the Lord's Alliance, and they would gladly compensate you for my safe return.
Well, we're on that way anyway. We can load you on the cart so you can rest up during the travel.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is quite a trek back to our cart, however.
As long as the cave is cleared of them, I should be fine.
I carry no equipment, and my size is of significance. I believe I could simply carry our friend here, given the situation.
Now, I do want to remind everybody that there is a small pack of animals towards the mouth of the cave. We have to be careful not to arouse their interest, shall we say.
Oh, right,
there-
the coats. I forgot about the coats.
While they're getting him up and helping him and everything, I would want to scoot up to the goblin boss that was holding him ransom.
Mhm.
I'd like to really quick check him over to see if there's any sort of communications or anything like that, and I guess valuables too. While I'm at
Yeah.
it.
And I would like to search the cots or the blankets or whatever are laying on the floor.
Absolutely.
They
Feel free to give me some investigation rolls, please.
I will make a character that has bonuses to investigation one day.
I do. I have that.
I got a fucking 3.
On the goblin leader, you find a small pouch containing 3 gold teeth, each worth about a gold piece each. That is what you find on him.
In his
Anybody
mouth, you
want
find
this?
another one.
Anybody want this? Right, he can keep this as a drop of teeth.
What is this that you are talking of?
They're gold teeth. He puts the
Absolutely,
teeth in.
I want gold.
All right, then I toss him the soft
The
belt.
fact that their teeth is better. Also, it comes with a bag. I have a bag now.
And you rolled an 11?
Yeah, an 11.
Okay. Rummaging through the bedrolls and kind of the just debris in this room, you find about 15 silver pieces hidden away in underneath things. Whoever was sleeping in here, the goblins were clearly kind of holding a few things back from what they were supposed to be giving to their bigger leader. So it's their little stash. 15 silver pieces.
Not much, but I could probably buy myself some more ball bearings.
Can't believe Phil wouldn't give me ball bearings.
I know, right?
It's all I wanted.
Did you think of that because Patrick used them?
100%, yeah. Absolutely. I just want to mess with Phil with throwing ball bearings all over the place.
How steep? So, okay, go ahead, Kevin.
While all this was going on, everybody's like searching stuff. I just kind of like slowly, just, kind of nonchalantly head over and stand next to Killian. And Killian. So, did I just hear that we're going to get paid twice?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Cool.
I'm cool with it too.
So cool. Okay. All right, let's go.
I would like to. How steep is that rock thing? Exit.
Let me see. Let me see if they write something there.
The Skyrim style easy exit. How
Yeah,
how
we
much?
push a boulder and it makes a nice.
Yeah. How big a deal is it?
I just think it's loose pebbles that you can slide all the way down. It's climb, but
Yeah, I'm gonna call it, if we're equating it to a video game style thing, it would be I would say it would require a dexterity check of let's go 13 to not take damage from the fall. If you get higher than a 13, you're able to slide down it like Geralt does the side of a mountain.
Then I'm not gonna even try that. Guess I'll take the long way.
Same.
Sildar would not want to slide down this rocky path.
I'll provide light for Zaffa since he can't hold the torch probably, and all Sildar.
I head right for that gravel and slide right down it like a boss.
You're so
My
stoked about getting
16.
paid multiple times that you're just like, yes.
Damn.
No one
Straight.
likes a show off, Guylan.
I'll way down here.
Icus will
Slide.
attempt as well,
Slide down it like a manager.
and not as well as Gilligan there, but
Gilligan Dunstein. It's your name today.
Dunstein, eh? Okay.
Yep. He's just gonna end up with like a bunch of fake IDs at the end of this campaign.
fake IDs.
Not a bad thing. I mean,
Mhm.
that'd be pretty smart. I'll do that.
Excellent. You are able to make it out of the cave, no problem, and continue your journey. We're to Vandalin. There are. It would be about another half a day going a little bit slower. So you would potentially be traveling at night because this was about halfway through your day and then spent an hour or so in this cave, plus the hour that you short rested after the attack. So it would be coming up on dusk as you're leaving the cave. So you can choose to either continue
through the night to Phandalin or camp for the evening and then make your way to Phandalin?
I believe we should move farther from here, but camp somewhat soon.
Yeah, we can probably get back to the cart. And that's probably going to put us closer to nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we head to the cart.
Wonderful.
Kind of important, because if we're going to get paid twice, I'm going to need that cart. And we're going to need the guy, and we're going to need the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do want to remind you that I think you had talked about in that other room you found some more crates of goods that were stamped with a lion brand.
Right.
And you had mentioned potentially loading those into the cart as well last week.
Oh, yeah.
How many were there?
Probably 5 or 6.
That's a lot.
Maybe we just grab one, and then we can just let them know about it so they can go get them.
Okay. I can grab one.
What was in them? Did we look?
It was supplies, same kind of thing. You did open one up.
Okay.
It was the same kinds of things that you were transporting for Gundren without the mining supplies. So more just like local mercantile stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I can't carry one.
You want me to
I'm
roll
carrying
like a
person.
strength roll to carry one?
What's your just base strength score?
+2.
You're fine.
Some more stuff.
Nice.
Maybe they'll give us like a third payment.
Wouldn't that be grand?
It's cute that he's excited.
For expediency's sake, you are able to make it back to your cart with the extra bit of goods and take your long rest. So let's take a quick break here for a bathroom break and a level up break because you level up with this long rest. Also, I have to pee.
Level
Rest,
3.
take a long
Three.
rest and burn.
Oh, I'm level 3 now? Son of a...
Oh,
Meta magic.
Okay.
That's so much for me.
type. Oh shit! It's gonna take forever. I got so much I can do.
Chad, what did you get for your meta magic spells? What'd you do? Subtle? Or not subtle, you did careful, and what was your other thing?
I did careful and shit. What did I do?
Quicken?
Yeah, quicken. That's right. And
Okay.
and I very rarely used quicken. I'll be honest. I probably should have used it a lot more. Okay.
Okay, spells. And spells. I have 4 first level spells now. And 2 seconds. I didn't even look at this. Damn it. So how does it work? I get as many spell slots or whatever?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick, but I believe you learn 2 spells every level.
Use the link I sent you last week, buddy.
I don't know what link you sent me last week. Where'd you send it?
Bookmarks are for.
Where'd you send it?
I should have done a little bit of research.
Each time you gain a wizard level, you add 2 wizard spells of choice to your spellbook for free.
Okay.
You can only learn spells that you're able to cast.
Okay. Okay. Did you just dab, Laura? I just saw you dab.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe I
Knees,
did.
maybe?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just thought I saw you dab for a second.
Maybe
Oh,
go fuck
shit.
yourself.
What is the best roguish archetype I should use? I've never done rogue before.
Oof.
Whatever. They're all fine. Ickis is
you'll
an
have-
assassin.
You gotta have fun with any of them. Honestly.
Chat to
Rogue's got some good ones.
Ilya.
We Arcane Trickster's fun, but we already have a lot of spellcasters, so I mean it's not like if you want to grab that one, that's great, but you feel free to pick one of the other ones too.
Yeah.
Could have done some research.
Sarah, I just sent you a quick DM letting you know which one I'm choosing.
Okay. In what, Facebook?
No, Zoom.
In what?
Zoom.
Oh, in Zoom. Oh, there it is. Okay. Got it.
But since I'm multi-class, that's not going to happen until the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm gonna work on this slowly.
Wow. Okay.
So
All
as
right,
we're long resting, before we go to bed, I'm basically going over my notes. What were the words to that fucking calamari? Well, that's not right. That's gotta be not right.
It's Lincoln time.
Hello, baby.
What's up, Lincoln? What you doing?
You say hi?
What'd you do today? Did you do some cool stuff?
No, thank you.
Me?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No,
You
thank
talking to Patrick?
You're saying no thank you to.
No, thank you to Patrick.
You're so cute. I told my story on stream.
Yeah, he did.
Would you like to give your
The
perspective?
saga of the shark.
Okay.
You're just an old man.
No, me.
We all have those stories.
All right.
Say bye-bye.
Yeah, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Go to mommy.
Oh gosh. Kid, can you start picking me up?
Kisses?
All right. All right.
Love you. Get some sleep, Baba. Be good for mama.
Okay.
Going with Gloomwalker.
Gloomwalker for
Gloomwalker.
your class.
My archetype.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I picked up Twin Spell for Meta Magic.
Oh, this is kind of fun.
Seems like it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Chad, did you get Pass Without a Trace for a spell?
No, with the Gloomwalker, what I automatically get, Disguise Self.
But don't you learn spells too?
I think in this case, oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Let me take a quick look here.
I think you learned one at level 3. I just love that spell after playing with Bagby. It was incredibly helpful.
Okay, I did it. I learned spells. I'm a wizard, Harry!
You're an elephant, Harry.
I learned it.
That's what she said.
I don't have Pass Without a Trace as an option.
3. I think level 3. Shit, I thought Rangers could learn it.
Okay. What are we doing? You're muted, Laura. And you have been for some time.
I am muted. I am indeed. Thank you. I was flipping pages.
I can talk to you about it afterwards, Chad, if you want. But from what I'm seeing on D&D Beyond, it looks like you should be able to learn... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, you can only learn first level spells.
Yeah, I
Rangers
can only
are
learn first
slower
level
on their
spells.
spells. Yeah, so that's right.
Everybody good?
Sure.
Laura, don't look at my spell list. I want you to be surprised.
Okay. I won't look at your spell list.
I'm not currently looking at your spell list.
I am not currently looking at your spell list.
All right. Let's go.
Okie dokie. So you take your long rest, you awaken in the morning and make the other half day's trek into Phandalin. The trail that you are on emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandalin. Let me take you to the page. Whoop.
Oh, it's Pandalin. Because Laura loves pandas.
I hate
She loves pandas.
pandas are stupid. So the town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations, more old ruins, a few crumbling stone walls covered with ivy and briars. Those surround the newer houses. Oh god, I just... It's fine. Everything's fine.
Sleeping giant.
Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street of sorts and climbs towards a manor house on a hillside at the east end of town. As you approach, you see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands at shops. Many people look up as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by after doing a double take at the elephant walking next to the wagon, or riding in the wagon, wherever he is.
Hello. Yes, thank you. Hello. Didn't miss this. Hello. How are you?
Sildar seems to be much more at ease as you enter into Phandalin. And he says, "Oh, my friends, let us secure lodgings. I'm told the local inn is very quaint."
I could use an inn.
I could use a warm meal cooked by someone else.
So, are we gonna get when are we gonna get paid?
Direct and to the point. I appreciate you, sir.
Indeed, I can pay you for my safe travels upon returning to the inn. I have a...
Okay.
Well, good friend, lead us to the inn, man.
Mm-hmm. And he will lead you to Stonehill Inn.
Friend, in what direction does Gundar's brother live?
Do you mean the Barthans, where the provisions are to be sent, or...
Ah, yes, the Barthans.
He's just north of the inn there.
I see. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, to the inn.
And he will lead you to the inn. And it's roughly in the center of town, as you can see on the map. It is more of a newly built construction, so it looks a little bit newer and nicer than some of the other places around town, and definitely similar to kind of a standard tavern. There are people in and about drinking their ale, and all of them sort of eye you with curiosity.
Well, I eye them back.
Ooh. Oh ho ho.
I'd like to walk. I'd walk immediately up to the bar, to wherever somebody looks like they actually work there.
Wonderful. You see. Can I make her bigger? This lovely lady. Working behind the bar.
That's a big dwarf.
I was just making her larger so you could see her better.
Hello, lovely woman. 6 foot tall dwarf. Zaphathel's woman.
She appears to have hair of red.
Young lady, may I garner your name? Mine is Zaphathel.
My name's Colleen. Nice to meet you.
Killeen. Lovely, lovely name. I am new to town, and if you have not noticed, I am in need of shoes, amongst other things. Do you have a provisioner that is capable of fashioning something of my stature?
Well, we don't so much have like a cobbler in town, but the Barthen over at Barthen's Provisions might have some shoes that would fit. The Lion brand Costa or Lion Shield Costa, they might have some as well. The only other place that really has anything would be like the Miners' Exchange, but that's more so for, the miners, but Halia might have something there. She's kind of a bitch, but I might have something.
I very much thank you for your kind words. Is there room here?
Yeah, we've got 6 rooms available.
And their cost per diem?
Why don't you tell me things? I'm gonna make it up. 5 silvers for a night, a gold for a week. That doesn't seem right, but I don't do math.
Well, if I'm going to be here for 2, I might as well be for 7.
It's a hell of a deal. Hell of a deal now that I've said it out
Buy
loud.
2, get 5 free.
Buy 2 nights, get 5 of them free. We're really trying to bump up our tourism here in Phandalin.
Well, I will take you up on that delightful offer. Is board part of the deal?
Absolutely. We've got, so you go up, you buy your room, and you get your breakfast paid like part of the deal, and drinks during the happy hour, cocktail hour, around 6. Drinks are on the house, not the food. You've got to buy food for dinner, but the drinks are on the house.
Well, you might regret that one if you haven't seen my...
You are quite... I wasn't going to point it out. I'm literally standing on a box.
Well, here you are. And I put one of the gold teeth in front of her. 1 gold for you.
I mean, it is gold.
It spends the same.
I don't ask questions. It's the same. Perfect. Here's your keys.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I turn back. I am going to go and check out the room, and then I am going to find shoes. Because I am tired of walking on my bare feet. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you all staying in the same room? You might want a couple. There's only 2 beds in each
Oh
room.
no, I'm alone, thank you.
I'll get my own room as well. Yeah, and I hand her a gold.
Thank you.
I'll need both beds pushed together, let's be honest. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to make a California king out of this sucker.
Colleen sees Sildar, and she says, "Ooh, you got some bruises there. Tough ride, I assume. Your room's the way you left it. I will be right back with your payment." And he goes upstairs.
Is upstairs where I went as well?
Yes, all the rooms are on the upper level of the tower.
Very well.
So, you got a room for me?
Yup, I've got 6, and I think only 3 of them have been claimed so far. So that would leave 3 more.
I could get my own room.
You can. For a
Cool.
gold, you can have it for a week.
Give her a gold. There you go.
Here's your keys. What about you, pretty? She says to Igus.
I might be all right for now. I might check in later and see then. Right.
All right. I only have 2 rooms left, though. Business is
I mean,
booming.
I understand that. It's it's yeah. I'll check in later.
I'll hold one for you just in case we get another group of adventurers.
Well, I do appreciate.
Them I only have 1.
I do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
After a few moments, Sildar comes down with a small purse. Did you all go to your rooms, or did any of you stay? I'm
Wait.
assuming you stayed.
I'm eating dinner whenever it is served.
Hey, I think everybody was
Drinking in the
off us
meantime.
waiting.
I stand by the window and keep an eye on the provisions that we have not yet delivered.
Right. It's a good idea. I'm just waiting to get paid.
Sildar will bring the small pouch over to you, Guylan, seeing as you're the one who talked about getting paid the most, and says, "For your party's trouble, thank you for helping." And he hands you
bet.
a pouch of 50 gold.
50 gold.
I wouldn't open it up here, Guylan. Kinda just invites trouble.
It's okay.
There you go.
Speaking of trouble, friends, where's mine?
He's going to hang on to it for right this second.
Where's your trouble?
Gold, Guylan,
Right. Okay.
gold.
Come up to my room. I got one. Pull up the key. And I head upstairs.
Shall we all split the money that we found in the cave as well?
Did we already do? No, we didn't, because that was
Come up to the
silver
room.
and copper, right?
Yeah, we had 110 silver and 600 copper.
Plus 15 silver that I found. While you guys head upstairs, I'm still at the window keeping an eye on the provisions.
Okay.
Half tempted to return it on my own.
I give everybody their 10 gold, but I keep Icus's gold for him because he's not there. So then I still have his gold, but I have my gold too. But you guys have all your gold from what I had, which was the 50 gold.
Thank you.
Killian, I'm okay with just the gold if you guys want to split the silver and copper.
I, however, am not as altruistic.
I'll
that-
take my cut.
Gives us 27 silver each with a little bit left over. Oh. And 150 copper.
$43 gold.
Great.
Thanks, D&D Beyond, for doing math for me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't possibly know that 150 copper is one and a half gold. Couldn't possibly. Oh wait.
Does it do the math for you?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it does. It just adds it up.
Those are your total currency
gold.
and GP.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That's
Yeah, if you click on it.
After I get all of my money, I head down to Icus and I give him his money. But I do it I'm worried because I said that you can't just get it out, just can't whip it out like that. So
That's what
so
she
I really really slowly just kind of give Icus his 10 gold like in its own little bag. I was like,
I believe it's actually a little more creepy when you take your time to whip it out.
And talk about it a bunch before you do.
And talk about it in a very light voice.
okay.
So I
Right.
I look at what Gillen has just handed me, and I counted up, and how much have I received again?
Okay, it's like, okay, there's like
Gillen?
10 gold, 10
Oh.
gold, and then there's
27 silver,
27 silvers,
150
and
copper.
150 coppers. But you can't just talk about it out here.
No, I just take the bags from you. I just needed to do it.
I walk up behind them. Did you give him his gold and silver and copper?
Salvi, you just can't. I said you just can't do that.
Ice was very right. You shouldn't do that. Specifically you. Is the cart still there, Icus?
Yes, it is. If someone wouldn't mind keeping an eye on it just for 1 minute,
I will be taking it to the Barthans now.
Okay, well, I suppose you'd probably wait for the rest of us. But I just got one thing to do real quick, if you don't mind. And I go back up to the barkeep and about that room.
I'm still got it waiting for you.
I knew that's what it was.
I would like to have it if I could, please.
You were broke.
Absolutely.
And very difficult. I mean, it's very hard for him to give up any money whatsoever, but he does hand her a gold piece.
Thank you. Here's your key.
Thank you. Which room is it?
Room number 7.
7.
Up the stairs to the left.
7. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your name again? Colleen? Is that correct? Thank you very much. I appreciate your... thank you.
If you would like a pronunciation or a spelling for the wiki, it is Quelline.
Would not have guessed Q.
Put that in chat, for God's sake.
Quelline.
Quelline. Got it.
Helene.
I'm outside with the cart.
All right.
Let's go! Let's get a move on!
Hearing the brain of the elephant man, I exit the inn.
I also exit.
I will be here looking for my contact from the Lord's Alliance and seeing about recruiting some more folks to potentially go and find Gundren.
All right, well, we're staying here, so we'll catch up with you later.
Wonderful.
All right.
Is Colleen human?
She is. Let me see. Do they have stuff on her? She looks like a halfling to me. In her.
Oh, you did mention she was short.
Yeah.
Do dwarf females have beards in this universe, or is that not a thing?
Some. They might.
Okay.
It's a fashion
Let
choice.
me see. Let me see. Yeah, where's she at? Halfling. Yes. She is a halfling. I had to find her because I'll be real honest. Here's a fun DM admitting that they made a mistake. She's not supposed to be the innkeeper. She's someone else in town, but she was the first picture I saw, and I put it out on the screen, and that was the choice I made.
That's not going to
That
get
is the
confusing
choice
for you later.
It's not. It's gonna be fine. I wasn't gonna use her side quest anyway, so it's all good.
As soon as the last of them walk out the door, I start the cart forward. All right, let's go.
Wonderful. I'll take her off the screen. So Barton's Provisions is just up the street to the north. Less than a 5-minute walk. It's very, very quick. And it is very clearly the largest trading post there in Phandalin. Do I have a picture for Barton? I don't. He's a... Oh, yes I do. I lied. Here he be.
Hey, it's Marcus.
Oh my god! It is kind of.
Hey! What's up?
So you make your way to Barthen's, with a little dingy bell when you open the door. Oh, hello there! Can I help you?
Yes, we are here to make deliveries for Gundren.
Wonderful! I've been waiting for those. And he'll walk out with you to unload the boxes.
We have a few extra boxes here that we acquired amongst a goblin encampment.
Oh dear.
Do you know the Sildar?
I know Sildar, yes.
He and Gundar were attacked,
Oh.
and their
I
things were
believe he
stolen.
means Gundren.
Gundren. Who gives a shit?
Was it
Gundren.
the red brands?
I could not tell you. It's goblins.
Oh.
Goblins, and there's a bugbear, and there were dogs.
Oh. Not the red brands then. But goblins are pretty bad too.
Well, there was these box here. You say have a red brand upon them. Is that?
No, unrelated. That's the Lion Shield Costa.
Ah,
She'd be happy to have her supplies back.
I see. And would you pay for these supplies so that I don't have to wander over there? It's fine. I'll go over there too.
We're competitors. I probably shouldn't buy hers. That's kind of like stealing.
You're cute. Anyway, we were promised payment for this, and seeing as Gundren is probably
Right.
dead.
Oh, don't say that. Sildar's a good fighter. He'll find him. But Gundren paid me ahead of time to store his supplies, so I've got a little extra, and he will hand 10 gold pieces to each of you, as promised.
Cool.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave this cart here. And I'm going to take these stupid boxes that belong on the other side of town.
There's just one. Just one box.
I just want to make sure of something here. If he was paid in advance, was there enough to go around for 10 gold pieces each?
That's
Yeah,
what she
Gundren paid him for something to hold his extra supplies, so the payment that Gundren gave him wasn't your payment.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so he's
fine.
paying you essentially out of his own.
Fine. So, upon being handed 10 gold pieces, I don't say a thing.
I figured you wouldn't. I'm just so disappointing and sad to hear about Gundren.
Yes, very sad.
His
You
brothers
said
should
it's
probably know. They were camping outside the outside of Phandalin a little ways.
Oh, that's yes.
Haven't seen them in about 10 days. 10 days.
Oh well.
They'll come back any day now, I'm sure.
Oh, any day now.
Probably. Which direction do you know?
Oh God, ice wide.
To where?
To the brothers. Where were
Don't
they
ask. Okay.
I think they were camping in the woods off of Alderleaf Farm.
We're trying to disengage here, Ice.
Could you? I'm sorry, I'm not from the area. Just actively ignoring Zoxtel at this point. Could you just point which direction?
Yes, and he will point you into the direction of Alderleaf Farm, which is down here.
Okay, I can see on the map.
I give Ice a pat on the back. Good luck wandering into the woods in that direction. All right.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I would grab the box if no one else has already.
I already
grabbed
have it.
it. Okay.
It's right
Mike's
here.
got it. All right. Shall we go to the Lion Shield then?
Sure.
Do it.
It's this box right here. I got it. Got this stupid box. It's from Amazon.
Prop comedy. Prop comedy.
Prop comedy.
It's the only comedy he has. Bow.
That's not a joke. That's not true. I told a poop joke earlier.
You
That
did.
was a story about something that happened to me.
You did tell a poop joke. That is.
So you make your way south to the Lion Shield Coster. It is much smaller, less refurbished and new, just really sort of modest with a little sign that has a blue lion painted on the front. And inside you meet this lovely woman.
She looks like she has Latin flair.
I'm not gonna do a Latin voice, I can't. Everyone here has the same Cockney accent, but at a different pitch.
Oi! I'm Bagby!
Bagby! I know! Oh, what can I do for you?
Her hair's kind of red too.
This belongs to you, yes?
Oh, yes. Where did you find that?
In a goblin
I've been
cave.
missing.
It nearly killed us. I would like to be paid for. Thank you.
Oh, fucking goblins. Were there more? I've been missing a few shipments.
For a small finder's fee, we'd be happy to tell you where they are.
Oh, wonderful. And she just tosses over a bag of 50 gold.
And
you
immediately
right
I
away.
like you again. What happened?
That'll do, and I give her the description of where we found it.
Wonderful. You are lifesavers, truly. I'll send my stock boys to go get them. You cleared the goblins out, right? Not
Killed
anymore?
all of them that were currently there.
Well, there were
some
some
dogs.
like, guard, yeah, some guard wolves out there. So
But they were chained up, I believe. So they'll probably be dead at some point. We should have done something about that.
I'll send them with some meat. They can feed the beasts, and then the beasts will leave them alone. Wonderful. Thank you. Who are you? Again.
I might.
Staying at the inn! Out the door.
That was an elephant. That was a man and an elephant in my shop at the same time.
Yeah, I said manelephant. That's what I
A
said.
manelephant. I like that. Manelephant.
Or manelephant.
Hello, man.
Elephant.
When did Johnny Depp drunk get here?
I was gonna say. You like take a couple shots there.
Anyway,
All of the rum
This was
disappeared
a-
immediately.
lovely kindness. If you ever need anything,
Ooh.
adventuring supplies or things, I'm happy to help in any way. I'll give you a discount.
This is where
We'll
we find
find
out who's
my
chosen to be
stuff.
the horny character.
Do you happen to know? Is there anyone in town that could fix one of these? And I hold up my cracked crystal.
You know, Sister Garamelli might. She's a cleric and deals a bit in magics. She might be able to, though. She might be resting. She did head out of town for a few days, and she came back. She, poor thing, was wounded and fully exhausted. But she spends most of her time up at the shrine by the smithy.
I believe I saw that shrine on the way over. So, all right, thank you.
And if she can't, I know, I've heard, it's not here, it would be a bit of a trek, but I've heard of an old druid out in some ruins to the north, I believe. Let me double check so I'm not giving you lies. Yes, to the north, there's a druid who lives out there in some of the ruins, and I bet he would be able to do a bit of magic.
Happen to know his name?
No, I don't. I just have heard tales of this, you know, people gossiping at the bars.
All right, thank you.
You sure I can't get you anything? You don't need me. No, okay, no.
No, but if we do need anything, what is your name?
Oh, my name is Linnea. Linnea Greywind.
It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Your hair is quite lovely.
Oh, thank you. Can't do a thing with it.
I don't think you need to do a thing with it at all. As I said, it is quite lovely.
All right, well, I'll see you at the end.
Oh, you sweet. Oh.
Well, my friends are going, so until next time.
All right. This has been a day for me. Oh, Manny.
What time of day is it now?
Well, you.
Happy hour?
Probably about.
Yeah, probably about. You took about a half a day after you woke up
Nice.
to travel to Phandalin, and then it's probably been an hour or so running all your errands and getting paid.
All right. Since I got there first when they walked back in, my trunk sucks up an entire pint and then puts it in my mouth. I told you, Kellen, you fucked up on the free drinks here.
I would also have passed out that 10 gold. I think Zaffa left before I had the chance to do that, so I'd just give his share to Gilligan.
And what time in the day did you say it was?
I'd say it is relatively close to happy hour. So it's probably 5:30, 5:45.
Oh, so I doubt that the smithy would still be open then.
It may.
Damn, the octuplets have followed us.
I decided to stop there on the way to the inn.
All right.
I no
And
longer
I'm not-
trust
I'm-
these.
I'm not in the inn either. I wanted to go to that shrine.
Okay, yes. I will remove you. This was really just going to be kind of a placeholder because I don't have maps for every single one of these locations.
Right.
You don't have unique bar maps for every inn and bar
I
we go to?
I don't have unique bar maps for every single inn. I'm sorry. I'm such a failure.
Pretty sure all the inns here are franchised, so
Yeah.
they're all supposed to.
All the
kinda look
people
same,
here are.
You know?
So
We
let's
walk in,
do-
it's the same license plates hanging on the wall.
It's
TGI
actually
Apple
a
Bennigan's.
different. Little did
The
you know,
same-
but you are on
the
a different
same
plane
Yeah,
of
Apple
existence.
Bennigan's, yeah.
These
You buy the same
jalapeno
old
poppers
t-shirt.
are absolutely delightful.
Poppers. Let's do the smithy first. What are you looking for there?
Well, I need to replenish my ball bearings, and I assume that that's the best place to go for that.
Ah. Right. So you make your way. It is still open. And there is a oh goodness. I don't have anything for the smithy, so I'm making this up.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a human man there.
Well, greetings, human man. I have a small request for you, willing to pay for it, but of course willing to pay for it. But I am in need of about 500 ball bearings. I mean, it's nothing special, round, whatever scrap metal you happen to have.
Right. Well, I've got some scrap metal. I can round it out for you.
Is it something you melt and pour into something, possibly? Might be a quicker process, I don't know.
I mean, I could melt down my scrap metal and put it in a mold.
But how much do you think that would be for about 500 of them or so?
This big.
Oh, 500, probably 5 silver.
Oh, that's actually quite a good deal. Yes, in no hurry on this. Actually, I think we may be around for a bit. I don't know if there's a, but I would like to go ahead and place that order, and like I said, at your time.
I could have them to you, end of the day tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Clearly, we don't have too many tourists around, so don't have much going on.
Let me pay you half in advance then.
It's 5 silver. I'm trust you good for it.
All right. And then I
Just
will
ditch him with him.
I will see you tomorrow, early eve.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Why did that
You're
sound
welcome.
ominous?
And then I return to the inn.
Wonderful. Cut to the shrine.
I would be looking for somebody who I didn't really give much of a description, but somebody that looks like they might be a sister. I don't have the map up, so I don't remember her name.
Mr. McGillicuddy.
A bottle of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a type of alcohol? McGillicuddy's?
McGregorial.
I don't know.
I think I know what you're thinking of. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Sister Gorelle. Gorelle. Yeah. I'll put her. Exit. On the map for you. Is a lovely elven woman. And she is there working on the shrine. The shrine itself is more like a ruin than a shrine.
As I'm walking up, does she look like she's injured?
She's moving a little slowly. More kind of looks like stiff muscles
like when you work out too hard. And so everything is a little bit labored.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like she doesn't look like she's in immediate need of healing.
Okay. Excuse me. Hello there. Sister Gorelia, I presume?
Mm-hmm.
My name is Ice. Ice Fadadar. I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time.
Absolutely. What can I help you with?
Speak to you about our Lord Savior.
I hold out the crystal that got cracked in the fight. The lady over at the Lion Shield Coster said that you might be able to fix something like this.
And she'll take it from you. I can try. I can do my best. I'll be honest, most of what I have is, well, mending. So if I do, there's no guarantee it might not break again. But I can try.
Please.
And she'll kind of cover it and she'll say, all right, Timora, I'm fixing this shrine for you. You're made of good luck and fortune. And she'll hand it back. How many points did you have on it?
Just one.
Okay, it is fixed. And mended.
Timora, would I know who that is? I mean, I figure I probably would since I grew up in a a monastery. But...
Yeah, you would be familiar with. I would say you would be familiar with any of the more well-renowned pantheon, and she's a pretty standard goddess of luck and good fortune.
Okay, so she'd be more like a good aligned one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And I hand her 10 gold, and I say,
Oh!
Thank you very much for both your time and donation to the church.
I mean, it's hardly a church. It's a shrine, for pity's sake. But it's kind of falling apart. Damn red brands.
That's the second time I've heard that name. What is a red brand?
They're a bunch of no good ruffians. They've sort of moved into town. They all hang out over at the Sleeping Giant. I wouldn't go there. I mean, it used to be a nice bar, but it's pretty seedy now. They're just causing trouble all over. They wrecked my shrine.
Why?
You know, that's what my friends are trying to get me to find out. And she'll like lean over. She's really talkative. And she'll go, I'm a harper.
What's a harper? Would I know that?
Yeah, they're part of the factions that I sent out earlier, but they are generally a kind of a scattered network of adventurers and spies. But you would know, just with your basic knowledge of harpers, that they are generally good aligned, definitely oppose abuse of power, and promote kind of equity and equality.
I see.
They're like Robin Hoods.
Gotcha. I don't know why I said that out loud. I see. Well, we'll be in town for a while, so who knows? Maybe we'll run across them. Myself and my current traveling companions, that is.
Oh, you're an adventurer?
Not as a primary profession, but I was told I needed to go out and see the world.
A worthy cause? Worthy cause?
Well,
Ugh.
it does mean that I'm not really as concerned about the money, I say, pointing at the gold I gave her. But everyone has their reasons for doing things.
Indeed,
But-
they do.
I should get going back to my inn. Thank you very much for your help. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Anytime.
What was her name again? Sorry.
Sister Gorelle.
Oh yeah, it's on the map. Right. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so after a bit, you all find yourselves back at the tavern.
I've encouraged Guylan to play a ditty for the whole bar.
Yes, please.
So,
All right, a 1 and a 2.
So I've just been learning this one. I hope you guys like it.
Very well done. He'll be here all week. Literally, he bought a room.
Thanks.
Love it.
Drink up, Guylan. We want to get a couple more of these in you. See what songs you
Pinkies in
really start to
chat.
play.
Zafa, I mean, it's none of my business. So just tell me to shut up if I'm saying stuff and asking you stuff that you don't want to, talk about. But you was in a well for a really long time, and I was just wondering, like, maybe why you were in the well.
I made someone angry, Guylan, and they didn't. It was one of those poetic situations.
Okay. And-
Luckily, that person's probably long dead.
So you like lived down there for like a really long time? How'd that go down? I mean, how'd you do that?
I ate things, people occasionally. There's fish, snakes, rats. The second guard that ever checked in on me. The fourth guard, the fifth.
Sometimes you gotta eat people, I guess. I mean, I've not eaten people, but I've eaten.
I wasn't particularly
Rats.
hungry on the fifth one, but
Okay, great. I'm gonna play another song.
sounds great.
It's a ballad that I've been working on. Sometimes you gotta slow things down.
Play something for the octuplets.
I love the
Loving
Godzilla
you.
cat coming in Sarah's screen.
It's easy 'cause you're beautiful. Doot doot doo doo. Ah!
Thanks.
Great job.
A few of the patrons are actually like into it and clapping and dancing in a corner, wiping a tear in their eyes. Oh, that was beautiful.
Thanks.
I am unsurprised that you have found your people.
Whew, I gotta fix my gear. So, I guess I'll just turn in. So I'll see you guys. I mean, you guys are going to wake me up tomorrow, right? I mean, we're not. It's like we're going to see each other tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll be down
Okay.
for the continental breakfast for sure.
Okay, great. Okay, good night.
Good night.
And I head upstairs and I get out my leather tools and I start fixing my bow because I had that string problem. So I start fixing.
Absolutely, you are able to do so. What would the rest of you like to do with your evening?
I sent you a message for mine.
Oh, me?
What's a secret?
Ooh, secret.
On the book of face?
And now a zoom.
Oh, the Zoom. Okay. I never have my...
You
Zoom
can,
full window.
as long as you have it cropped on the side, it shouldn't mess with your thing.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Split the party. Split the party.
Yes.
And I rolled. Ooh, not very great for that. 7.
Okay. Not a ton of info here. Seems like this town is a bit too small. Kind of an unknown farm town, not a place that would have any info that you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like your cat is just off camera licking its butt. Am I close? Is it?
Not licking her butt, no. She's going like,
Okay, all right.
Any others, or is everybody turning in for the night?
I will be turning in for the night as well.
I'm going to sleep on the
and
bed
I will
for the
try
first
and
time.
fix my sword when I go to bed.
Yes.
Did you break it?
God.
Yes, I
Cool.
got -1 on it.
Do you have proficiency with like weaponsmithing?
No, I have like the thieves' tools and stuff, but I don't think I have any proficiency.
Okay. Roll
I can
me.
take it to the smith if it's not something I can do.
Yeah, I would say roll me a survival check, to see if you're able to.
Not bad, 18.
18? Okay, yeah, I'd say you're able to make a temporary fix. We'll say it was more, it had kind of come loose from the hilt. The blade itself wasn't damaged to where you would need any kind of smithing for it. So you're able to reattach it, but it is probably a temporary fix, and would need something a little bit more lasting.
Cool.
Yeah. Excellent. So not that we need it, but y'all are get your long rest here in the inn.
Next morning breakfast.
Breakfast. Breakfast is pretty typical. It's your eggs, some bacon. Coffee doesn't exist yet, so some tea.
Well, it's been lovely traveling with a lot of you. How long will you be in town? What will you be searching for?
Don't know. I didn't really think about things beyond. I figured there'd be more work. Where are you going?
I was hoping to find out a little more of those caves that you spoke of.
Yeah.
Well,
Sildar was talking about recruiting people. We could join up with Sildar.
As you mentioned that, Sildar stops by the table. Oh,
Oh God!
Good morning,
not this
all.
guy again. Hello.
We were just kind of talking about you, but not like in a bad way.
Sure do
Oh.
bet that your ears were burning quite a bit.
you know, my ears don't burn quite like they used to. Anyway,
What?
he's old. He's an old knight.
That didn't mean anything to anyone.
You feeling better? You were in pretty bad shape yesterday.
I am a good night's sleep. A little sore from getting the shit beat out of me, but
Yeah.
You know how
Well,
it all
that's
is. You know how it is for all of us. A good night's sleep and everything just goes away. I don't know.
It does, yeah.
there's something about a nice long rest that just seems to heal me inexplicably. So I didn't have a ton of luck recruiting anyone who would want to come with us to this Cragmaw Castle. let alone anyone who has any idea where it is.
Hold out. Us?
I thought you were interested in finding Wave Echo Cave.
Yeah?
Our best bet to do that would be to retrieve Gundren and his map.
Alright.
Zoff, you coming with us?
Yes.
That's so cool! Cool!
It's very cool. Continue.
The best lead I had is, potentially 2 things. I hate to ask, honestly, but most of the village here is overwhelmed and distracted by this group of ruffians, these red brands.
Red brands? I've heard that a couple times. Who are these red brands anyway?
They seem to be a group of ruffians who are really causing some problems for the people in the town. Everyone seems a bit distracted. Hence the reason no one wanted to come along. They don't want to leave their homes for too long. They're afraid the red brands will come in and...
I'm sorry, who are we speaking of?
The red brands.
The red brands, I've heard that name a few times. What are they?
I've heard that the red brands are this particular group of ruffians who are
Can you give me their name one more time? My ears don't
The
burn
red
quite like they
brands.
used to. Sorry.
Red brand.
As I
brands.
ascend the stairs and I joined the group, I heard you say something about the red brands.
Yes, they're a particular group of ruffians who've really given this town a bit of trouble. My name is Sildar.
Whackity smackity doo.
Oh God.
Hey, you know that role you're in on that last bit you were saying? Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That almost surpasses the sharding joke.
So you
That
think
means-
maybe if we just, stop these red brands from doing stuff, maybe
who?
you think other people would come with us?
Are you honestly speaking of more free work? I'm sorry, Kylan, but
I don't think I ever heard him say anything about free work.
Also, have you done anything for free yet? I feel like I've only known you a couple of days, but I feel like you get paid a lot.
Safa, we got paid like...
they agreed
like
to
5
help me
times?
for free. They didn't realize that they were helping me, but they agreed to help me for free. And I'm trying to benefit my friend here by not agreeing to free work.
And I think we'll leave our friend Killian and myself agree with you there. Zophethel?
Okay, wait, I just asked if we get paid, right?
Whom would benefit financially from us removing this group?
Like the whole town would?
The entire town, yes. Oh, thanks for the bits, Bars. Listen. I've established myself with the town master here, Harbin Wester. He can't provide men for us to go, but the town has meager funds, and I can try and get in contact with the Lord's Alliance. My partner never showed, which is also mildly concerning, but that's Iana's an afterthought. He's a wild card anyway. The Lord's Alliance could provide some funding if that is an absolute requirement to ward off these ruffians, find Cragmaw Castle and deal with these goblins, and of course locate Wave Echo Cave. That would be a monumental undertaking.
So wait. Okay.
It appears we're getting a lot thrown at us at the last. Go ahead, Gilligan. Guylan.
Yes.
Gilligan. Go.
James.
I prefer Jillian.
Gillian. So today it's Gillian.
So if we want to find Wave Echo Cave, we got to go find what was his name again?
Gundar.
Gundren?
Gundren.
Gundren.
We gotta find Gundren because Gundren's got a map for it. But in order to find Gundren, we got to go to this castle place, and there's like a whole bunch of an army there, so we need more people. And to get more people, to leave this place, we got to take care of all those red brands so that they feel safe, so that other people can leave the town, so that we can do all those things, right?
You've really summed it up quite nicely, yes.
So we just need to find someone. They'll give us some money for cleaning up the town, and then we can go do all those other things. How much? 10 gold each. We'll clean up your town.
10.
Is that good?
Only 10.
We got to each because we got paid 10 gold a bunch of other times.
We got 10 each for just returning a box.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like for saving a town, we should get 50 each.
50 each.
First off, we're negotiating with someone who does not have money to pay with us.
But they're gonna go. But you know people that have the money, and you're gonna go talk to them, right? That's what you just said.
Yes, I have established myself with the town master, Harbin Wester. He has a meager town budget, was at one point offering 100 gold pieces to rid the tribal trail of some orcs. But he could probably reallocate those funds, and likely would reallocate those funds to cleaning up the ruffians, getting rid of the red brands.
So if I'm clear, that's 100 each then, right?
I think he was offering 100 total, which would be about 20 each, but we can negotiate. We can negotiate to bring that up.
Sildar.
If we start with like 50, I'd be willing to take 30, but if we could start with 50, we could...
I agree with you there.
Oh God, I regret all of this.
That we need to start with at least 50, yes. Correct.
But try to get him to maybe stay there at 50. I don't know. You know what?
So what I'm hearing is you want to meet with the town master.
Oh, that's what we need to do in order to... Yes.
I have no control over how much money he gives you.
Sure. Okay.
Wonderful. I'll make the introduction.
I guess I feel like you should do the talking, though. Because you kind of sound smart.
I'm sorry, who are you whispering at?
Oh, it's whispering at you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was busy tapping my fingers on the table.
Okay. Is there someone here that's smart?
You sound smart.
My God! Don't eat him. He's been a companion and a good man. Don't eat him. All right. Hello. I have returned.
No, I believe we definitely need to speak with them and share our concerns about the risk of our own lives, and that it matters more than the trifle 20 gold apiece. Yes. Agreed?
Agreed. Yeah. Okay, sure.
Sildar, we would like to meet with this person. Is that something you could arrange for us?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
While you are making the arrangements, I will be heading across the square to purchase boots.
You want me to come?
I'm going to walk it off. No, I don't want anybody to come with me, please.
And I would say I will be right back as well, and I'm going to go to the shrine.
Jillian, I believe he needs some alone time.
I don't want any of you to
I
talk
did it
to
again,
me.
didn't I?
I go.
I don't think it's you. I think it's us as a group. I think he's very easily irritable.
That's
say the
nice.
least.
That's nice of you to say, but I think it was kind of me. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it was you.
It's me a lot.
No. Trust me. You're an adorable person.
Thanks.
What would you like to do, Sarah?
I head to the smithy and permanently fix my sword.
Okay.
Word.
He is able to do that for
Blood.
you easily for 5 gold.
Perfect. I pay the gold.
Wonderful. Let's cut to Zaffa buying shoes.
You can't get that sword fixed. He's making my balls.
He adds it to his to-do list. These balls have to cure, have to cool. They gotta turn blue
Patrick
before I
has-
can take them out of the mold.
He's
Patrick has
currently
curing
forming
balls.
my balls.
Anywho, Zaffa, buy some shoes. Where do you want to go?
I would go back to the lion place, Lion Shield Coster.
Okay. I'm not gonna put her picture up again.
He's gonna get a pair of trunk tailors.
How long are we working
Hello,
on that
darling.
one?
Still
As long
better
as
than
I've been
anything I
working
could-
on your mom.
Fucking got me. Jesus. Just blasted. God. Alright. Hello, young woman whom I previously spoke with yesterday.
Indeed. What can I help you with?
I have very large feet. I need boots.
That you do.
Please,
Large.
please don't. Just sell me boots that fit me. Just sell me any shoes.
What are you, a size 13, 14?
Probably both of those put together, yes.
Oh, let me go check in the back.
What was your
Joe.
name? I didn't catch it yesterday.
Linnea.
Linnea. Are you from this place originally? Long term? Your family?
Yes, my son Carp and I have lived here for several years. At least since we left his father.
There was a man who accosted me along the road. He wore a red cloak. New magic of a dark variety. I believe he was a red wizard. Does that mean anything to you?
Whatever you do, you don't mess with them. Whatever you did to piss him off, you better hope he doesn't find you.
Oh,
Red Wizard's a serious business.
I don't believe he will be finding anyone.
So you took care of him?
Unfortunately, no. I was otherwise occupied. My other group, to their poor judgment, allowed him to leave.
As you're kind of talking about this, a small boy comes running out from the back room.
Mum, I found it. I told you I found it, and I found it again, and it's there. And I told you, and you did. Can't shut up and go back. This is no time for you. Go to your room. We'll talk about it later.
Alright,
Sorry.
yikes, that is not communication methods with children. Let's take a break. I understand a young child, it is frustrating, but let's...
No, I'm sorry. He doesn't need to hear about the fact, and I'm a little bit worried about the fact that there was a red wizard this close to Fandolin, within range. So I apologize. I don't usually talk to my son like that, but you just told me that very dangerous people are near my town and my son.
If it would mean anything to you, that man was a moron. And very low on the totem pole. I promise you that. Do you happen to know, since you seem to be knowledgeable, who is in charge of them these days? I've only read in books.
They're relatively
secretive. I couldn't tell you who the leader is, and they generally aren't this far out. They tend to stick a little bit closer to Fae.
So they're not spread this far. Very well. The boots.
Right. And she goes off into the back. Roll me a perception check while she's gone.
I think I'm okay at that. I have advantage at -1. And advantage? 6.
Ooh.
You have a -1 in perception?
I have a -1 in wisdom.
Oh! Right.
Mike, just a note on the roller, if you click the AD check button, it will roll both rolls for you.
Yeah. Look at that. I did it.
Ooh.
A 0 and a 7.
I got a 0.
The 3D RPG dice roller by Puddle Fist. And
Yeah.
what are we calling your Puddle Fist industry?
I think it's going to end up being the Puddle Fist dice roller.
Ah, very nice.
Puddle
Coming
dice.
to a app store near you.
Dice fist.
Nice. Fisto dice.
Fist.
Even with a 7, you hear muffled voices in a much more gentle tone. And then she comes back out with the box. Oh, darling, I really couldn't find anything too terribly sturdy, but these will probably do. Hopefully they fit. And they're just a kind of standard pair of leather boots.
How much do I owe you?
Well, I did promise your group a bit of a discount. And I'd say, for ridding the world of one less red wizard, I'll give them to you for 2 gold pieces.
You have yourself a very nice rest of your day. Oh, and, Vinay. Perhaps keep that between us, to not worry people.
Sure.
Very good. And I leave.
Wonderful.
I got.
Cut to Ice with his Shrine of Luck.
Sure. Is the sister there?
She is. Roll me a perception check as you get up to her.
Oh my god, I'm rolling so bad tonight. 5.
Okay. Yeah, she's there.
Okay. Good morning, sister.
Good morning.
My group is possibly going to be making a move against the Red Brand organization.
Good.
And I wanted to know if you would be interested in joining us for that. You've already had troubles with them in the past.
Are you going today?
Probably. Is she
Can-
hungover?
No. I mean, you can make your own determination
going
with your
off of you.
5 perception check.
I think I'm
Yeah.
going to assume she's hungover.
If I go, can we do favor for a favor?
It's not that I'm against helping you out. I more thought this was a favor for you, though. I mean, I don't live here.
That's true. That's true. Probably bold of me to ask. I just thought maybe y'all would have better luck than I've been having the past few nights. Ah, fuck.
You seem a little rough. Sorry, I know that's not polite to say, but
Agatha's just a bitch.
Who?
No, Agatha. She's a banshee. She lives out in the woods. And if you get on her good side, she'll answer a question. I haven't gotten on her good side the past couple of nights. Does your group have a healer?
Sort of.
Yeah, let me wrap my ribs, I'll come. And she walks over to her house.
Okay, we'll come get you when we're ready.
Yeah. Wake me up if I'm napping.
All right.
I live right there.
Thank you. Walk back to the inn, kind of confused. Also, like, I'm thinking to myself, did she just fucking say banshee? What?
She did. She did say banshee. Cut to our negotiators. Sildar. Meanwhile, Sildar leads you to the town hall. This is Sildar.
Who is all coming along with me, by the way?
I think it was just you and Guylan.
I'll go.
Killian's there.
Gillian's.
Yeah, I was gonna go as well.
Oh, sick.
Meanwhile, Ickes, Killian, and Gilligan.
Why is he so big? They're so big.
Why not? It makes it easy to see details.
Who dis?
Ooh, Sildar.
He has
takes
red hair
it.
too.
A lot of redheads in this town, I am now noticing.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Sildar leads you to the town center, and sitting at the desk, sort of in the mayoral's office, is this paunch, red-headed gentleman. Oh, Sildar, what are you doing back? Wester, these are the adventurers that I told you about, or at least part of their party, here to negotiate a fee to potentially take care of the red brands for you. Oh, right. The red brands. What are you offering?
Well, what we're offering is to take care of the problem of the red brands. First of all, my name is Ickes. Glad to meet you. And you are?
Harbin Wester.
Harbin Wester?
Yes. Harbin Wester.
Got it.
In case you were writing it down.
In case you're writing it down, would you like an autograph?
Yes, I am
Wiki
keeping
page.
track of this on some sort of place. Harbin, it is good to meet you, and I believe that me and my friends, unfortunately, they can all not attend to this meeting, but I can assure you that we are well capable of taking care of your problem here, and the red brands are obviously a big problem for this entire town, and
No, that's
Right.
just a mercenary guild, not a ton of trouble, really.
oh really, not trouble, and yet you're seeking for someone to take care of them. It seems like you're more of a problem than what you're trying to lead on to.
But I'm
We,
not.
my friends and I, are willing to take care of this problem for you. Of course, it's at a cost. We are willing to do this. Yet, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Mike's icon coming up.
Is that icon towards Patrick or towards this bumbling idiot I've created?
But he's not even in the conversation.
I'm not
He's
even
over-
there.
He's over at the coster.
It's just general murder.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
these. I have a lot.
Now, my friends and I, we're very experienced in what we do, and I guarantee we can take care of the problem for you.
Every time
It's just
he
a matter
says
of whether
that.
or not that you can meet our expectations.
Well, I can't be held responsible for taking care of these mercenaries that have found their way into my town. But what exactly are you offering?
Well, what I'm offering is we take care of your problem, and you compensate us with what we feel is the appropriate amount.
And that amount would be?
Well, I believe, and this is in discussion with my friend, and it is appropriate for what our skills bring to the table. But we are asking for 50 gold pieces each.
How many are you in your group? Just the two of you? Two of you is fine.
There is 5
Three
of us.
people in the room right now.
One of you is very sneaky.
Three people in the room.
To
There
be a
are
mirror
five.
image of the other.
There are 5 of us in our troop.
You're asking me to give up 250 gold of my town's coffers.
How many offers have you had so far to take care of this problem for you?
Roll a persuasion check.
Yes, I will. Fuck! Is this one of those cases where I can roll again?
I can possibly do 250, even if I have no other offers that would bankrupt the town. I could agree to 30 gold apiece.
30 gold apiece. Give me a moment with my associates. And I back away.
He immediately starts.
Does anybody else get like bad magician vibes from my kid?
He immediately starts.
I
Like,
wish I could shave off the beard and it could just be like the guy that scratches the fruit. What the hell was his name?
Carrot Top.
No,
No.
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Oh, Gallagher.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just an illusion.
Don't do that again.
Comedy's stupid.
What are we doing?
So, Killian. I know that we were wanting 50, that we had talked at the bar at the inn earlier that we would settle for 30. Do you think we should push for 40?
I think we push for it. We could settle for 30 if they don't go for it.
If that's his last offer, then we could still take it. But I think we should push for 40.
I think we should push for 40.
Gilligan,
Sure.
what do you
Sure.
think?
Okay.
All right. After speaking with my... Oh, wait.
And break.
After speaking with my associates, I believe that our skills require a little bit more compensation. How would you feel about the 40 apiece?
He looks over at Sildar.
Sildar's picking his nose.
I
Well,
notice him looking at Sildar and says, Sildar, did we not just save your life, improving our skills in combat?
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage for bringing that up.
16.
I said, bitch.
Sildar nods and says, "Well, I was near unconscious during the majority of that. They did indeed take care of the entire cave of goblins, and apparently a bugbear. They're worth it."
Well, I'll have to dip into the funds to take care of the orcs. But fine. 40 apiece. But I want proof that the red brands are gone and the red brands are taken care of.
And what exactly would you need for proof?
How about hands?
That's my boy.
I
Okay.
I agree. I agree. I'd look at Gilligan, and I nod.
It's a little early, but I want to end it on how about hands? That's the best indication of where this is going.
Why did I get a hankering for human hands just now?
I just love that it's so dark coming out of him all of a sudden.
How about hands?
It took no amount of time, Zaphathel being around for Gillen to just dive straight into Murder Hobo.
Yeah, you guys don't know a lot about me yet, so.
How about a bag full of genitals?
Oh.
What about lower jawbones?
About duodenums.
Oh man. So that is where we will call it for the evening.
Yay! Murder Hobo party!
This is slowly turning into Murder Hobo greedy ass party.
You said money mattered. We took
Money
it to
does
heart.
matter. Money does matter. It's good. Yeah. So we will be back next week. I will promise to have a little bit more energy because I won't have a week like I'm having this week at work. But yeah.
You did a great job.
Can I tell you how much I love you doing the Wester guy? Can you do that guy all the time?
Yeah.
It's just what his face looks like.
Yeah.
That art face with his little put. I'm like,
He looks like a guy. He looks like a guy that owns a sleep apnea machine.
kind of a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check us out tomorrow. Tomorrow on Dunk Industries on Twitch, we're playing Mutants and Masterminds.
Heroes!
Sunday, woohoo! Sunday we are playing D&D, but in Ravnica. So if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering,
Whatever the opposite of heroes are.
yeah,
The
we're gonna get
Redundica.
arrested. Because we wound up in a friggin' what is it? Is it League? No, it's not. Is it? It's
Which one?
Is that legal?
Azorius. Are we
Is
in?
Blue White, Azorius, or Boros are the cops. One of the two.
I think we are the Boros Legion are the cops where we were, but we were near a cells.
We're in a swamp.
Selesnya.
A Selesnya, and then into a city that was full of like, this is a giant book of laws that you must follow.
Oh, that's Azorius. That's
That we
100%
full on-
Azorius.
Yeah, that we full on did not read, and Desi just went, "We're gonna get arrested."
So, Azorius is like Singapore rules, where if you spit gum on the sidewalk, you'll get 30 days in jail.
Yep, that's where we're
I'm
at.
pretty sure they don't call it slavery, but there's slavery.
You can't say that.
It's rough. So yeah, so if you're into Magic the Gathering and want to check out, we're just had our second episode, so it's a great time to start because we're really early on in that.
I've
That is
had
on,
one episode.
Yes, at Dunk Industries on Twitch on Sunday nights. Tuesday afternoons on Dunk Industries, we do a nice little thing called Research and Drink Development, where we talk about being creative and crawl up our own asses about
We
it. It's great.
suck Bo Burnham's schlong.
Oh
We
my
totally
god, he's so good.
It's a great episode. Go watch the episode. It's
Yeah.
still up on
Yes.
it's still up on
Please
Twitch. Go see it. Great episode.
Go, yeah. Also, go watch Inside on Netflix. I will plug Bo Burnham here on my stream. He's a motherfucking genius.
Oh, I'll plug him all right.
And then on
Sorry,
my
that's
stream, here on Nix from 677 on Twitch, over the weekends, I am doing a 12 games in 12 months challenge. I'm on game 7 playing Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. So come hang out with me if you like video games.
Yay!
I won't be there Saturday because I have yet another cousin getting married.
Wow.
But I'll be back soon.
Eventually, you'll run out of cousins.
It's true. And then I'll die alone.
And then they'll divorce and get married again.
Again.
But you're not. You don't gotta go to the second wedding. You don't gotta go to the second fucking wedding.
At that point, you just elope.
It's like you don't have to buy the third kid baby clothes. You don't gotta do that.
Yeah. Anywho, thanks for watching. Hopefully, we'll catch you again another time.
We're still
Have
Bye,
a
Internet.
Great
evening. Goodbye, Internet.
Bye.